Hi, hello, welcome back sa episode 5 ng Privacy in the Spotlight. And of course, it's May. It's Privacy Awareness Week celebration. And ang pag-uusapan natin is all about compliance and breach prevention. Kaya sino pa ba ang ating kasama ngayon kundi ang nag-iisang Chief ng Compliance and Monitoring Division, Attorney Ram Milanes.
Hi, Ma'am Roren.
Hello, Attorney Ram. Good evening.
Good evening.
May time ka ngayon, ha?
Oo.
Sobrang busy mo eh.
Sa aking more than 3 years in government service, napaka-busy natin. Pero thank you very much for the invitation.
Taray. 3 years ka na.
Yes.
Parang nakaraan lang nagchichismisan tayo.
Totoo.
Last month ka 3 years.
March.
3
Yes.
years. So, kamusta ang CMD? Dahil
Okay
3 years ka na sa CMD.
So far in my 3 years naman sa CMD, nakapaggawa tayo ng mga projects, programs, para yung ating regulatory mandate sa komisyon ay may magawa natin. So, and importante, no, yung compliance checks na nahirapan tayo nung una. Pumasok ako sa komisyon during the pandemic.
So, hindi ka nakakapag talaga ng compliance checks.
So, but eventually, no, na-streamline natin siya, and ngayon, maganda na nagagawa na natin yung modes of compliance checks natin, yung 3 modes of compliance checks natin.
So, para dun sa mga medyo baguhan na DPO or hindi pa familiar talaga doon sa process, ano ba yung compliance checks? Baka pwede mong i-explain.
Sige. Ma'am Roren, actually, meron tayong 3 modes of compliance check. Yung unang mode ng compliance check natin, tinatawag nating privacy sweep. So, yung privacy sweep, ang ginagawa natin dyan is lahat ng publicly available information na makukuha natin, no, sa public space, sa internet, yan yung sinisweep natin for privacy violations. And ngayon, ginagawa na rin natin yung on-the-spot privacy sweep.
So yung privacy sweep na una na sinabi mo, anytime at any company, pwede mo na lang maisip, ay, company A, gusto ko tong i-privacy sweep. So, okay lang yon.
Okay lang yun.
Walang
Usually,
order na kailangan.
wala. Kasi
Hindi
usually,
nila alam.
Hindi nila alam. Kasi usually, ang tinitignan natin dyan, Ma'am Roren, is websites nila. No? Makita natin, may privacy notice ba ang kanilang website? No? Or, kung pupunta tayo sa isang establishment, meron bang privacy notice dun sa establishment na yon? Or, kung pupunta tayo doon, meron bang nakapaskil ba yung kanilang seal of registration? Gumagamit ba sila ng CCTV? So nakikita natin may CCTV, pero meron ba silang CCTV notice na nakapaskil
So,
for the
pati
data subject
CCTV
to know?
notice, kailangan nyo yun. Hinahanap nyo siya.
Of course, kasi yung CCTV is a form of processing.
Processing.
And yung data na nakuha ng CCTV is biometric data, no? Digital data, biometric of a data subject. So kunyari nahagip ka ng isang CCTV, syempre kaya nga tayo may mga guidelines, no, yung rules, yung ating bagong circular on CCTV na currently, no, inaano natin sa komisyon, and the guidelines of course is kaya tayo meron nun is because nagpo-process siya ng personal data. And
So, kailangan ng privacy notice.
Yes, kailangan not necessarily privacy notice, it's more of a notice that CCTVs are in operation.
Naalala ko merong nag-approach sa akin. Actually, parang ilang beses na to natanong sa akin. Nag-approach and then may na-receive din kaming inquiry sa info at privacy. Ang sabi nila, pumunta daw sila sa isang salon. Tapos syempre private kasi yung salon, nag-grooming salon. Alam mo na yon. Tapos merong CCTV sa loob ng cubicle. So, di ba, dapat hindi yun pa pwede. So, dapat may privacy notice yung mga ganun and they can say no.
Well, actually, yung mga ganun, dapat, yung mga private spaces kasi, yung mga
Comfort
CCTVs,
rooms.
hindi dapat, no, nasa guidelines yan,
Mm-mm.
na ang CCTVs hindi dapat nakadirect sa mga private spaces, no. Yung if you have reasonable expectation for privacy, na although public space yan, pero yung space mo is you have reasonable expectation for privacy, hindi dapat tinatamaan yan. So, di ba yung rule nga, pag meron kang CCTV sa bahay mo, sa bakuran mo, hindi dapat niya nakukuha yung bakuran ng iba.
Mm-mm.
Dapat nakatutok lang siya dun sa mga public space na gusto mong protektahan at hindi siya nakatutok dun sa property ng ibang tao. So, ganun din pagdating sa siyempre maganda kung may notice, pero kung ikaw yung data subject, definitely you can approach
Approach.
the
Na
ano, and
ayoko
then
mag-CCTV.
yes,
So yun,
totoo.
privacy sweep. Ano pa yung compliance check?
So, the second mode of compliance check is document submissions, 'no. Ito naman yung mga registered sa'tin, yun yung maganda, eh, registered ka. So, para tignan lang namin yung implementation mo since registered ka, alam namin, and then mo yung seal of registration, um, we will send you a notice of document submission, which is the second mode, and then you just submit to us, no? Your PIA, your PMP. PIA is Privacy Impact Assessment, as you know. PMP is Privacy Management Program, and your Privacy Manual. Kasi yan yung tatlong documents na nagpapakita na meron kang ini-implement na organizational security measures, and there is a culture, for example, the PMP, you are building a culture of privacy within your organization.
Hmm.
So when you submit that to us, our evaluators, no, we check it. So as in thorough checking. Kumbaga yung PIA mo, chine-check namin kung talagang ginawa mo ba. Yung PMP mo, tine-check namin kung sinusunod mo ba. Yung privacy manual mo, chine-check namin kung lahat ng safeguards nandun, na ito na yung magiging guidebook ng lahat ng empleyado in terms of data privacy and data protection
So
within
kung
your
just in case
organization.
mawala yung DPO, may Bible kayo na hinahawakan na, "Hindi, ito yung kailangan nating gawin kasi ito
Yes,
yung
yes. Of
ano
course, Bible, for
natin."
lack of a better term, 'di ba? Yan
Ah,
yung Biblia. Yan yung
mm.
kahit na may transition, turnover, may mga bagong employees, no? Yan yung
May
maganda. So,
guide.
may guide sila na pag may date and importante, dapat dun sa privacy manual, nandun kung paano mo ah, sasagutin kung may isang data subject na gusto mag-exercise ng
Ng
kanilang
kanyang
rights.
rights.
So for example, ang mangyayari diyan, so ito yung ideally ganun, eh. So may data subject sabi, I want to exercise my right to rectification. So kung bago kang empleyado, since may privacy manual kayo na standard within your organization, data privacy, yun lang yung titignan niya, di ba? So check niya, itong gagawin. So kailangan mag-fill up siya nitong form na to. So that's how it is. That's what we would want to see when we do notices of document submission.
Okay, so itong number 2 na compliance check, documents submission only 'pag pinatawag niyo sila or hiningan niyo sila. But
Mhm.
not necessarily na 'pag may PIA ka, may PPMP ka, automatic isa-submit nila sa NPC.
No, no, oo.
Just to be
Ah,
clear kasi ang dami-daming nagtatanong, "Ay, puwede ano, paano tama po ba 'tong ginawa namin kasi sa-submit na namin." Unless na pinatawag sila or hini-requestan ng mga documents, no need to submit to NPC.
yes, because these are your internal documents, syempre.
Mm.
So sa atin, as a form of regulatory function natin, we can inspect those.
Mhm.
And you can submit it to us. And then we can inspect. And then dun natin trigger yung process na may makita kaming kulang based on evaluation, we point it out, and we ask you to rectify.
Mhm.
No, we will send you either a notice of deficiency, or whatever an order for you to rectify the gaps that we saw. Ganyan.
Okay. So how about the third? Kasi sabi mo 3.
Yan, yung third naman is it's on-site visits at
On-site
Ma'am Roren.
visit.
So yung on-site visits naman, Ma'am Roren, ito yung we target yung mga offices, no? Kasi kanina yung privacy sweep, meron din kami ginagawa na on the spot privacy sweeps. Pero yung on the spot privacy sweeps, ang tinitingnan lang natin diyan is
Publicly
yung
available.
publicly available. So bibisita lang kami sa branch mo, branch office, ganyan. For example, nasa region, may office ka sa region, 'yon. Kasi tinitingnan natin, dapat pareho yung implementation sa head office and sa region, iisa lang 'yan dapat, 'di ba?
Kasi same
So
process.
same process, same process. So, pag on-site visits ang ginagawa natin, dun tayo, tinitingnan natin yung ginagawa nila sa head office or sa headquarters, or we call principal office of business. And then we do the full 1 day activity, wherein we do the opening meeting and we do interviews. We
Of
do,
employees?
yes,
So in-interview
interviews
niyo
of
sila?
internal employees,
Oh.
para malaman namin if yung mga nasa papel ba nila is ini-implement talaga nila.
So question, ano 'to, they are notified ahead of time na mag-aano or para siyang buy bust na biglaan na lang. So, kung hindi sila nakapag-prepare, di bagsak sila, parang gano'n? Ano bang paano ba 'to? Paanong nangyayari 'pag may
Yung on-site visit, may notice yan, 5 days before. So we
okey.
send you a notice 5 days before, and in return, you need to supply us 3 days before the scheduled date. So scheduled siya, 5 days before, we send you a notice of on-site visit. Tapos on the 3 days before the scheduled on-site visit, kailangan mong isubmit sa amin yung mga nire-require naming submission. Usually, it's only your PIA, PMP, and privacy manual. Kasi ang reason nun is para mas mabilis tayo, ma-review na namin siya 3 days before, and then when we can do already the inspection of the premises, no? And also the interview of pero yung sinasabi mo kanina parang buy
Buy
bust na.
bust.
Hindi naman we
Hindi
don't
siya
have
buy
the
bust, kasi hindi naman
Oh, hindi po tayo
illegal.
naghahanap ng addict.
Oo.
Oo. Yung maganda yung addict lang sa data privacy. Yun yung
Yan,
gusto
maganda
natin.
yan.
Pero hindi tayo yung concept ng buy bust, well, sabihin natin surprise. Ganyan.
Surprise.
Surprise
Wag nang
inspection.
buy bust na naman.
Oo.
Oo.
Surprise inspection. Yun yung ginagawa namin sa OTSPS, which is the on-the-spot privacy sweep. So for example, ang ginagawa kasi ng commission dyan, so may commission order, no, sa atin na may isang area kami, kunyari, for example, a specific mall. No? So yun yung target area natin. So yung mga evaluators natin from the Compliance and Monitoring Division holding that mission order, they go to that specific location, and then lahat po ng tatamaan na establishments doon na nagpa-process, no? Alam natin na nagpa-process ng
So may
personal.
order kayo.
Yes.
So parang sasabihin nyo, ay may order kami, we can enter this and then check.
Check lang.
Kung may mall tapos meron silang mga tenants. So pwede kayo.
So mall, usually yung mall yung tenants, or if it's a tourism area, no, may mga hotels, ganyan. So at kasi yan yung mga areas with heavy processing eh. Hindi lang naman, kung kunyari sa retail, hindi lang naman talaga makikita na, ito, yung stores nito, may processing. Paano namin nalalaman? Kasi, usually, may mga memberships. Diba?
Pati
So,
membership.
Membership,
O
mga
kasi
online.
nagko-collecta ng information.
Nagko-collect ng information
So
yun.
pati yun, kasama.
Yan yung tinatarget natin. So, syempre, dapat informed. Dapat meron silang seal of registration. So, parang kami, nag-i-issue kami ng ticket. Warning letter as a ticket. Parang citation.
Oo.
Pag on-the-spot privacy sweep na. We check. Ito yung mga kulang mo. You need to address this. May checklist. Tapos,
So madali na lang sa kanila kasi naka-checklist na.
yes. Ganun yung So, within 7 days, dapat mag-submit sila sa amin ng proof na nag-implement na sila to remediate kung ano yung mga nakita naming deficiencies based from our checklist.
Okay, so privacy sweep,
Yes.
document submission,
Yes.
and yung last is on-site
On-site
visit.
visit.
So yung on-site visit, kailangan prepared ka regardless kasi we expect them na compliant sila all the time. Hindi lang dahil dadating ang NPC, tsaka lang sila magko-comply.
Syempre naman. Sa lahat naman, hindi lang naman sa on-site
Oo.
visits. Dapat
Kailangan
regardless,
compliant sila.
compliant.
Kasi
As
may
long as
iba,
you're processing personal data, no, personal information and sensitive personal information, dapat talaga
compliant ka all the time. So
you
hindi yan dahil dadating yung NPC. Kailangan natin mag-prepare. Kailangan ayusin yung PIA.
meron mga ganun. Based from experience, no, lalo na sa on-site visit, yung OTSPS kasi sinimulan lang natin this year. Pero yung on-site visit, ginawa na natin siya 2022, nag-start ulit tayo for on-site visit. Yung the streamlined, no?
Mhm.
The streamlined process of on-site visit na we do the entire activity for one organization only for 1 day.
Oh.
Oo.
So speaking of experience, kasi sabi mo kanina, ang dami nyo na na-experience ng mga on-site visit. Ano yung mga memorable o yung parang, oh shit, pwede mo sabihin yun? Ay, ano ba naman to? Parang ganun.
Hindi marami. Actually,
Kwento,
Ma'am Roren,
Attorney
marami
Ram.
yan. What I can think of, top of my head, siguro, yung the first few months we started in March 2022.
Nung medyo
Nag-open
nag-loosen
na.
yung
Because
yung
of the
COVID,
pandemic,
oo.
di ba, ma'am? So, we started. So, maraming nagugulat And then yung iba, para lang kasi malamang walang implementation. So ang ginawa, out of the country si DPO, nag-notice kami, hindi kami sinagot, pinuntahan namin, hindi kami pinapasok. So
Pwede ba yun? Dati,
dati
pwede.
pwede yun.
I
Ang nangyari,
mean, kasi wala pa tayong pero ngayon,
dati kasi yun yung nangyari exactly, mga few months into the activity, the on-site visits nung pilot implementation nung revitalized na streamlined process. Ang nangyari sa amin is talagang hindi kami pinapasok ng guard at bawal. Ang nangyari, nag-picture na lang kami, nag-document kami. This is way before administrative fines.
administrative
This is way
fine.
before the amendments to the rules of procedure of the National Privacy Commission. Specifically, no, the new rule 12 on
Mm.
compliance checks na
So ngayon, dahil mayroon na tayong revised rules and meron na rin tayong admin fines, they cannot say no.
of course,
Pagpasok nyo,
of
wala kayong
course,
magagawa.
kasi nag-notice naman tayo eh. So kung wala man si DPO, which is usually yung dahilan eh. Yun yung gagawin nilang dahilan. Lagi yon. Kung ayaw nilang masubject to an on-site visit, ay wala si DPO, nasa abroad, naka-leave. Hindi naman although talagang kailangan si DPO kasi kung nandun si DPO, siya yung nakakaalam ng kanilang
Process.
implementations on data privacy and data protection. But the thing is, kung wala siya, syempre, may COP naman siguro siya.
Mm.
Or may other authorized persons naman to receive us. Kasi ang intention naman natin dyan when we do on-site visits or specifically on-site visits is we interview not only the DPO but everyone in the organization para alam namin na sa buong organization talaga nag-i-implement ng kanilang policies.
So hindi porket kasi walang DPO or umalis, naka-leave ang DPO, wala na, parang wala na ring privacy. Hindi
So
dapat
parang ang ganun, parang wala nang ginawa yung DPO pag
Kaya
ganun.
nga.
Kasi dapat si DPO, he is the one who will lead.
Mm-mm.
So kahit wala siya, he is on sick leave,
Mm-mm.
ini-implement pa rin yung mga policies na
Kasi dapat nasa
Yes.
head of the agency din, decision makers na
in hand of the organization, of course, for
yung
private.
sila yun nga sabi mo kanina, addict sa privacy.
Yes, addict sa privacy.
Privacy.
Oo.
So ano pa, may mga kwento ka pa bang
Kamot
kamot ulo?
Oo.
Masakit sa bangs?
Actually, naka-experience kami usually, mga Ma'am Roren, whistleblowers. May mga internal conflicts between
Parang,
colleagues. Ganon yung
that's a T.
Pero meron yon. Usually, hindi maayos na pag-process ng HR.
HR?
Well, based
Tumaas
from,
yung boses ko. HR?
pero
Bakit
based from
HR?
yung namin, yung sample size namin for 2022 and 2023, we always find gaps in implementation sa HR departments ng mga PICs, PIPs. I think it's 96% of the total on-site visits na may gaps kaming nakikita. Specifically because ang reason, nakakalimutan ni organization na data subjects rin ang employees.
So
Oo.
parang ang mga organization, tutok sila sa clients,
Yes.
customers. They forgot ng employees. Please note, employees, pag kinokolekta nyo yung information nila, they're also data subjects.
So, kahit tayo, we are part of the National Privacy Commission, di ba, Ma'am
data
Roren?
subjects din
Pero
tayo.
data subjects din tayo.
So,
So, internally, data subjects tayo ng ating
HR.
HR, DD, di ba? And then, externally, kung pinapaprocess natin ang ating personal na datos sa ibang mga PICs, data subjects nila tayo. So, everyone, lahat ng Pilipino ay data subjects.
So ano pa? Meron ka pa bang...
Marami. Siguro the worst, Ma'am Roren, that we... Sige, the worst is copy-pasting.
Paano copy-pasting?
Copy-pasting. There are a number of PICs or PIPs na nahuli namin copy-paste.
Anong kinaka-copy-paste?
Privacy impact assessments and privacy notices.
Paano?
So,
I mean, yung privacy notice, kasi medyo generic siya, kung minsan. Pwede pa, pero parang privacy impact assessment, PIA?
So,
paano siya makaka-copy-paste?
Doon mo malalaman na ginagawa talaga namin yung trabaho namin. Pag nakikita namin yung mga PIA mo, talagang meticulously yung ating mga staff, no, ng personnel from the CMD. They work tirelessly to do this, no, even checking talaga yung minute detail na yung PIA nakita namin kasi yung PIA was copy pasted from another submission which is part of a different sector. So
Wait,
parang hindi siya
different sector, meaning
Kasi-
banking and then
parang ganyan, banking or tourism.
tourism.
Kasi makikita natin siya, yung ma-identified risk niya. Hindi pwedeng yung identified risk ni
Ng
banking parehong-pareho dun
sa
sa identified
tourism.
risk ni tourism. So,
So,
ganun
paano
yung...
yun?
ganun. So,
Kasi ako, Attorney
ito
Ram,
pa, ang malala, may mga, there are, I think I don't know, one to three na umamin, personally sa akin, na lumapit, sabi, Attorney Ram, actually, parang enlisted the services of a consultant. Yun yung so parang yung PIA nila
consultant.
was gawa daw ng consultant nila.
Wait, kasi nako-confuse ako, paano mo kokopyahin? Kasi yung company, kahit nga feeling ko, kahit same kayong sector, basta different company kayo, you have different sets of processing. So parang ang
As in,
hirap talagang
Verbatim eh. Copy-paste talaga siya.
Talaga? Baka naman pati papangalan ng mga nandun.
Ayan,
Kinapid-
nangyari yan sa privacy notice. So, merong isang established na business and then may up-and-coming newcomer. So, ang nangyari, yung privacy notice ni established business, kinopya ni newcomer. Ang ginawa ni newcomer, pinalitan niya lahat ng pangalan. So, newcomer business. Pagdating sa pangalan ng DPO, hindi niya napalitan. So, lumalabas, ang DPO ni established business is pareho lang sa DPO ni up and coming or newcomer. So, doon namin siya nahuli.
Parang sa school, no? Nangopya ka na nga. Alam mo, di pangalan ng kinopya mo.
Totoo.
My God.
Oo, so, ayan.
So, ito, gawa
Yun
to
talaga
ng...
yung worst, copy-pasting.
And may consultant sila.
Totoo. May mga
So,
umamin na gawa ng consultant nila yung...
Just to be clear, kasi meron ding, ang dami din nagtatanong regarding sa consultant, if they are allowed, may nagtanong dito, pwede bang kumuha ng consultant ang isang, or outsource namin yung data protection? So, to answer that, pwede.
Definitely, yes. That's the big yes for me kasi hindi naman natin pinagbabawal yung kumuha sila ng consultant. Siguro
okay ang consultant.
Okay ang consultant, no? Hindi yan bawal. However, they need to vet. Kailangan talagang bigyan nila ng yung requirements, deliverables ng consultants nila, kailangan is defined na ganito. And then kailangan suriin nilang mabuti yung credentials ng consultants na kukunin nila. Kasi
Bakit
marami rin
consultants?
well, marami na
may horror story ka ba when it comes to consultant na narinig mo from our PICs?
Horror stories. Meron. Actually, may PIC na may consultant for a good 2 years pero wala man lang deliverables. So, parang
sayang yung consultancy fee.
Parang consulting lang. Parang ang nangyari is ina-advise lang sila pero hindi for the whole 2 years wala silang back to zero sila kasi nung na compliance check namin sila eh. So wala silang PIA, mali yung PIA nila. Yung PMP nila yon. I think yun naman yung naitulong ng consultant, PMP. Pero yung PIA tas yung manual din, medyo maraming butas.
And ang alam ko hindi mura magpa-consultancy. May range ka ba kung how much ang mga fees, consultancy fees?
Minimum is 100 pataas yan. Ganyan.
100?
100K.
Tapos meeting lang, dapat may deliverable talaga, mahal.
So advice sa mga PICs dapat
sa mga companies.
Sa mga companies, no, dapat lagay nyo sa sa contract yung deliverables, importante 'yon. No,
Huwag copy-paste.
Huwag copy-paste. Siguraduhin nyo na pag ang deliverables is PIA, is yung consultant mismo at inatasan nyo yung consultant na gagawa. Ang gagawin nila is i-interviewin si DPO, si process owner, si IT, si security para ma-come up yung kasi the DPO, the process owner is the one who leads the PIA. The DPO is the one who's there to provide yung information about organizational security measures and the risk involved. IT is there for technical security measure. Security personnel is there for physical security measure. So yun yung mga kailangan. So pag ang consultant mo nagbigay na lang sa iyo ng PIA na hindi ka in-interview, red flag 'yon.
Oh, kasi paano niyo malalaman
Paano
yung
niyo
process mo
malalaman
kung
yung
hindi kayo
process mo pag
nag-interview?
hindi niya ginawa yung activity ng PIA? So yun
Kailangan
siguro
talagang
nangyari dahil dun sa copy paste, baka ganun yung nangyari. Hindi natin
pati
alam.
pangalan ng copy paste.
Pero yeah, ganun
So
nga yun.
kailangan talagang mag-ingat when it comes to vetting kasi hindi murang magkumuha ng isang consultant. So question, Attorney Ram, ano yung feeling mong 3 mistakes ng mga organizations?
Break muna mga ka-privacy. Magpapatuloy ang kwentuhan ni na Miss Roren at Attorney Ram bukas 6 p.m. sa Part 2 ng Privacy in the Spotlight PAO 2024 Special. Dito lang sa NPC Facebook page at YouTube channel.